All right, so in this video, I have a pair that I've been waiting to review for you guys. I've had them for a couple weeks, wanted to give them a go, and now that it's the new year, I figured I'd bring you guys a video. But this is the Adidas Sponge with a Z, so Sponge. Very interesting naming convention. They do have two colorways available over on Adidas. This is a colorway that I like, so I copped this one as soon as it came out. So these feature a new midsole technology with this sponge midsole. It says sponge right here on the side as well, obviously inspired by a sponge, but they used a Z instead. Anyway, they retail at $130, which is honestly a pretty nice entry-level price point. When I saw the first images of these, I was very intrigued. And Adidas has actually been trying a bunch of different midsole technologies, which I think is an awesome thing. You have the Swirl Foam, you have the Light Strike Pro, you have the Repetitor Foam, you have the Dream Strike, Light Boost, and now the Sponge. So I'll do a comparison between a lot of those ones that I just talked to you guys about, because a lot of them came out in like 2024. So definitely worth a comparison for you guys. But this one, I really like the look of the upper, the look of the model. Again, $130. Now this colorway is actually listed as ice yellow, core black, and focus blue. Doesn't look like any of that to me. It feels like this is like a lime green. And then I don't even know what type of, this focus blue midsole is like more greenish to me. But I do like the combination enough to make this purchase over top of the other colorway that they had available. And I think it looks really nice on feet. Now, there are some definite pros to this shoe in my opinion, but there are some cons, and I'll get into those in this video. But first, let's get into some words what Adidas actually calls out in their website. Again, $130. They say super light sneakers with a rocker shape and new sponge-like midsole. Glide through the city streets in these sponge sneakers. Their sponge-like midsole cushion every step with a springy floating feel as you explore. The breathable nylon on mesh upper keeps your feet comfortable mile after mile. Semi-translucent outsole maintains grip so you can spontaneously change directions without missing a beat. When comfort and style are needed in equal measure, the Sponge shoe delivers. Now, as for the sizing, some people say they fit too small a little bit and a little bit too narrow. Overall comfort is pretty good and quality is good as well. I think that for me, true to size was the right answer. I got a 9.5 and they fit me perfectly fine. But if you have like a wider foot, maybe you might have problems with this one. I think that it fits fine true to size. You do have a little bit of like width in the heel, not anything too extreme. There's other models that they have that are much more wider. And the upper is fairly flimsy, to be honest, because it is very minimalistic, which is actually something that I do like. It's almost like a jacket-like material over top of the upper, and then you have the 3 stripes on each side, and then a little hit of this suede on the heel. Now, you can see already, like this collapses down on the heel section for me when I put it on. So this gets a little bit of workout right here where this extra reinforcement is from the suede. But I kind of like it, honestly. Some people might have a hard time getting used to it. There's also added grip to the heel section back here. So it's kind of fun when you put it on. There's like a little grippy section here. And it does kind of push forward a little bit when you put them on. The tongue does remind you of some of the other like retros and stuff, like just the overall shape. And the structure of it is fairly minimal. You do have a semi-gusseted, so it is attached halfway down, which I do prefer. It's easier once you get them on and stuff for the tongue not to shift around. And you can wear the laces fairly loose and you're good to go. But really what most people want to know about is this crazy midsole. This midsole, is it comfortable or not? Where does it rank with Adidas cushioning? I will have a comparison again with all of the different cushionings and stuff. But for this shoe specifically, it's comfortable. It's like soft. It's like pretty springy for the most part. But there's something about the overall shape of this. Now you can see it does have a rocker profile, and they call that out in the description. But the rocker profile on this is just different. It's different than Ruku's or whatever those ones were called. Those ones like have like a better, I guess, more natural heel toe transition, even though this foam stack is much higher than even on these. This one feels like almost like a ground feel, sort of with some minimal cushioning and stuff. But the thing is that you don't feel it in the heel. So if you're a heel striker like me just walking around, you don't really feel a lot of cushioning here. It feels more like in the middle right here where the shoe hits right here. So this is a rocker section right here. So it's like almost like 2 stages of rocking, like right here and then right here. And I personally don't really like that it's 2 stages. It feels like kind of clunky in a sense where it's like rock sort of, instead of just having like a smoother transition. Now, I will tell you, wearing them around, I took the dogs on walks and stuff, wore them to the mall and stuff during busy days, and it was comfortable walking around. I didn't notice it like something that was like persistently bugging my foot or anything like that. But I just was like, oh, that's a weird shape at first when you try these on, especially when I try these on next to some of the other shoes out there. I'm like, oh, wow, this one's weird. Like the heel strike is just kind of non-existent. It's very minimal back here. But if you're not a heel striker and you just kind of go off the toe anyway, I mean, this isn't a running shoe, it's a casual shoe, right? So, but if you kind of just walk off the toe section, it's probably a nice, like little rocking sensation. Also, again, just the bulk of the cushioning feels like right here in the shoe instead of usually on the heel strike. I like it when it's like the heel, squishy heel, and then transition. but it's more like right here in the middle of the foot. And I have a kind of a flatter foot, so again, I didn't notice any like discomfort per se, but it was just not what I expected when I put them on. So some people might find it a little bit odd at first. It's something that I got used to wearing them around, but it's definitely not a kind of a normal feel. I will tell you though, on the positive side of that is because, you know, sometimes you have this like massive stacks of foam, you have a little bit of wobbliness to the heel where your heel strike is. Because of the positioning of the heel being up so high, I don't feel like any sort of wobbliness to the heel strike. So there wasn't like any stability issues because of that. It just was kind of a weird, impactful spot here in the shoe instead. Other than that, I mean, I think that the technology has some promise. I mean, this is the first version of a product, right? Like, so usually when they have a second version and so on, they'll hopefully change up the shape of the midsole, because I think that that's the only killer part to me, is the midsole shape just doesn't fit like a normal midsole. But again, it's just like everybody's feet are different. Somebody's going to try these on and go, this is exactly what I've been looking for. Other people like myself, I'm just like, I like it. It feels a little bit different. It doesn't feel as normal as some of the other stuff out there, which could be, again, a good or a bad thing. I do think that the minimalistic upper, again, a plus. It kind of has a retro runner sort of vibe to it that I really dig. And I do like the look of this sponge midsole. If you guys remember when Adidas Boost came out originally, you know, the pellets and stuff in the midsole, people were like, oh, it looks like styrofoam. You're walking on styrofoam. It's like they're like, what else could we look for that people are going to be like, hey, it looks like that. Like Adidas Boost had that luster to it where some people loved it, some people hated it. It was identifiable though, you knew what it was. This sponge type midsole, people are going to look at that and go, dude, what is that? That's crazy. It looks like a sponge. Well, it's because it is supposed to look like a sponge. And yeah, I think it's cool. I think it's a nice, fun, innovative, different sort of foam. It's soft to the touch as well. It's pretty squishy overall. You definitely feel some cushioning. I'd say that the Adistar 3s are still probably one of the best just for the bang for the buck because they're just so soft and squishy comparison. And that features the repetitor foam. But the swirl foam is actually pretty nice as well. And they have a bunch of different things out there that are worth a look. And this is just one of them, again, the first of hopefully many where we see. I do like what they are starting with. And it's kind of like a modernized twist to a kind of a classic shoe. And I think it looks really cool. Overall fit, feel, it needs some improvement in my opinion, or it just doesn't match my feet perfectly, but it's definitely something that I could wear. It's not like I'm not going to wear them because the overall feel isn't exactly what I'm used to. After you put them on and you just wear them around, honestly, you just don't really even notice it. It's just something you notice right off the rip when you put them on. You're like, oh, this is weird. Like the cushioning is put up a little bit further than I'm used to instead of on the heel. The traction on the bottom is kind of interesting as well. It's kind of like a milky Adidas print with a trefoil on the bottom. I like the look of that. I think it looks pretty cool. Overall, it's functional as well. Like something that has some extra grip and stuff, which is a plus. Now, these are supposed to be lightweight, so let's check and see. Yeah, these are 9.2 ounces, so that's under a 10-ounce shoe for walking around. I think that's a pretty good deal. So overall, I think it's a pretty stylish looking shoe. It's lightweight. The materials are very minimal on the upper, which again, something I appreciate. The cushioning is actually pretty decent on here as well, even though the cushioning position is a little bit odd. Again, I feel like if they actually use this and make it a little bit wider, make it like position like more like a pair of like the Pure Boost or the Ultra Boost, I feel like it could be a fun change up. In fact, I feel like Adidas needs to just do that in general. Like I've been saying, give me an Adidas Ultra Boost with light strike in the midsole. Give me an Adidas Ultra Boost with sponge in the midsole as well. I feel like they could literally do their own collab with themselves of all the different foam technologies on a Adidas Ultra Boost like 1.0 upper and just give us like a bunch of different versions of those. You have the swirl foam, you have, you know, the Dream Strike Plus. Give me an Ultra Boost with all of the above in the same exact shapes. And I would be stoked to be able to see how that would turn out. Maybe an old one and maybe a new one as well, because the new ones are more comfortable overall than the original ones, even though some people think that 1.0 comfort is unmatched. But that's my 2 cents. Leave a comment, let me know what you guys think. If you guys are interested in buying a pair, I will link them in the description. It'll take you directly to Adidas. If you guys do use my links, it does give me a little bit of a kickback, but I do appreciate you all for watching the video. And if you guys have any extra feedback about these sponges, leave a comment in the comment section. Appreciate you all for watching. Anyway, hopefully we'll see you back on the channel for some more content. All right, peace guys.